Hello, everybody. I am Sincere, and welcome to Melanated Harmony. This is my sister and co-founder,
Nicole Holmes. How are you?
This is our first episode, and as you can see, or as Nicole will probably say during this episode, I forced her into doing it. But nothing beats a fail but a try. So, all we're going to do is jump into it, and we'll see how it all works out.
Right.
So, Nicole, why don't you give us a little bit of your background?
I'm from Oakland, California. I'm currently in San Joaquin County. That's the community that I'll be helping out in that area. I recently remarried, so I have 2 children. My children are 22 years apart. So my focus is really just starting over, getting out into the community, helping out, branching out. Really the business end of Melanated Harmony. Sincere is more so in the field, and that's pretty much where I come in at as far as Melanated Harmony.
A little bit about me. My name is Sincere Morgan Hudson. I started, being an activist earlier this year. I have always been concerned with human rights and helping others. I do that in my professional life. I work for social services. So I've been trying to help families, get by during the course of my employment. Working in the community has also been important to me. Of course, in the past I've worked with different church organizations. Of course, feed the homeless here and there. You want to collect canned foods and donate things like that. The reason why I feel like we started Melanated Harmony was because of the issues that the country is facing right now with mistreating people who look like us.
Right.
I feel like we need to start from within, and who better to start something with than my sister.
Right. Right.
So we talk a lot. We were doing a lot of planning over the phone, sometimes while we're still on the clock at our other jobs.
Speak for yourself. Don't try to get me in trouble.
A lot of the time, after work, after hours, on the weekends. As Nicole said, she has a brand new baby, my niecey Poo Poo. So we do what we can. Too. Yes, she's the boss of every household.
She runs everything, right?
And a diva.
And
she's gonna be a diva.
Yes.
She already has her first 2 fur coats. But anyway. So, Melanated Harmony, our focus is to try to rebuild our community and to do whatever we can by networking and trying to find people who have similar thought processes and want similar outcomes. We understand that everybody doesn't think like us, and everybody's not going to use the same tools and directions as us, but if they're fighting for our people, then we're in the fight with them and we're here for them.
Right. And I think it's different when you can relate firsthand to a situation. It holds more weight when it hits home. And as far as us, like, that's my situation. And I'm usually, like I said, on the back end doing the business side. And it's like really time to, with Melanated Harmony, step up and be more vocal. So you might see me look at her like, because I'm really like quiet and in the background. But I'm tired of like talking about what should happen, and it's really like about making, you need to walk it. You can't just talk about it. So that's really where we're at moving forward for 2021 is making those things happen. So we have a lot of good ideas. It's really about executing that plan properly to make sure, everyone can benefit from it. And so that's really where we go. And so we love the kids. Love them.
Definitely. One of our big focuses will be for our fundraisers is trying to make sure that the children and families of incarcerated people are represented and remembered. We understand that a lot of these children are being raised by single parents, and with today's economy and COVID, we know it's already hard for people with 2-parent households to make ends meet. So imagine having the other half of your household being inside a prison, and they can't not only contribute, but they're draining from what you have coming in, and you're doing the best that you can do. So our focus is to try and help those families, because we understand the struggle. We have plenty of friends and families members who have had issues and run-ins with the law, or just being a product of being low-income families.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we experienced racial profiling, whether it be our kids or a kid of a friend, things like that. We heard about it all these years. It's scary as a parent of a black man.
Yeah, and it's
know?
generational. It's
Yes.
generational. You see it happen with the people before you, your generation, the kids, and it's like, we have grandkids. So you see things like that, and it's like, wow, like how do you change this, you know?
Exactly. So it's a process
Yeah,
that we started. We're happy to be a part of the Dark Network.
of course, always.
We're seeing all the magic that they are making out there, and we're glad that we could join the team. We are trying to work with other groups like No Justice Under Capitalism, the Ella Baker Center, All of Us or None. It's a couple more out there. We Are Their Voices.
Yeah, the voices.
And people like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do our part and be a part of the puzzle that's going to bring our community back together and rebuild, because no one else is going to care more about us than us.
Right.
No one is going to be more concerned about our children and their education than us. No one's going to care about the kids that live next door than us, more than us. It just doesn't make sense for us to expect for some outside agencies and entities to come in and play Superman. That's what we're here for.
Right, and I think some people aren't really aware of what's going on, you know, because they're not directly affected by it. So it's really bringing the awareness to other people, other families, you know, and not even just us, but other nationalities too, because we're all affected by it. You know, you come from the Bay Area, like I'm from Oakland, so you see every race affected by, you know, the blue. So it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's poverty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because your family doesn't have the connections to the lawyers
Mm-hmm.
and to the
The
judges,
judges, right.
and you know, then you're stuck in the system sometimes for making a small mistake, and someone else can make 10 times that mistake, but because they have the connections, that paperwork would never even be filed.
Right, just a slap on the hand, you know, don't do it again.
Exactly. They played that episode on TMZ, and the Caucasian guy hit like 4 cars, drunk in public. The police are there. They let him get out the car. He falls down 3 or 4 times. Never once did they ask for his name. They let him walk away. Now, my husband's in jail because he sideswiped the car, and he's doing at least 25 years. So the disproportionate way that we are treated on the streets and in the courtrooms, and then once we get behind bars, it's a whole nother monster. We'll talk about that on another episode.
Right. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, so but piggybacking on what you said, if you're not directly affected by it, you don't really know.
Yeah.
Because I myself can say I was ignorant to a lot of the things. You hear about things, but if it's not someone that you're directly involved with or impacted by, then you kind of roll it over your shoulder and you don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it's someone closer, especially with the COVID-19 going on, and you have 122 deaths inside the prison, that touches home, and that should touch home across America as far as I'm concerned, because those people who are in the prisons that have COVID are also exposing the people who work in those prisons, who then expose the people who work in the grocery stores that you shop at.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure out a way to eradicate COVID and get some space between those people so they can properly heal.
Yeah.
Right now, with the current conditions in the prison, our slogan is, you can't get well in the cell. There's no way you can do it. They have substandard health care.
Yeah.
You know, substandard food, substandard housing, you know, the plumbing is substandard. I'm trying to think of something good I can say about the California Department of Corrections.
It's really not too much you can say. It's not like they you know, they can quarantine, or it's like, how did it get in there? You know, it's somebody had to bring it in there. You know, it's just So why should I be sentenced to death? Literally. Why should I be sentenced to death because somebody else came and brought this into me and I can't do anything to protect myself? So that's, in itself, that's just murder.
Exactly.
Completely.
It's like they can't have hand sanitizer that has alcohol in it.
It's not going to kill anything. I just read a story last night about, I want to say the woman was in New Jersey, I believe, and died of COVID in front of another woman's cell. And it's like, how do you, anything that you done wasn't, you shouldn't have died from it.
Exactly.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just inhumane how people just, look over their shoulder and it's just like, whatever. It's not my family. I don't have to deal with it.
Exactly. And the ridiculous part about it is it's like a shell game because the courts will say do one thing to the California Department of Corrections. The California Department of Corrections will then tell the prisons to do something, but then everybody is saying it's at the discretion of the other person. So then no actions are taken.
Right.
So what do you do, as an incarcerated person, or what do you do as a person on the street to actually make someone take action? The only thing we could think of, protest and get the word out, and hopefully we'll get more people to the polls, more people to contact their congressmen and their governors and their mayors. And Kamala, sister, we voted you in. Make something happen. Because you're forgetting about the people, the children of the people that you went to school with.
Right.
These are their children and cousins that are suffering from the laws that you imposed. You need to take a look at those laws and think about how you are affecting these families generationally. Because, for my husband, he's never met most of his grandchildren because he doesn't want to meet them in the prison.
Right. And he shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
He should have been home.
Exactly. You get a DUI, should be 39 months. How do we get to 25 plus years?
Right.
So, but that's the disappropriate way that they issue these sentences to people of color. Because if you don't have color, then your DUI changes to a drunken disorderly or a drunk in public or nothing at all.
Right. Probation,
So once again, our task is to give awareness and give a voice to the voiceless. Speak for those who don't necessarily want to speak for themselves sometimes.
Yes.
What me and my husband argue about.
No, some people are just like that. I'm like that. I'm guilty of that. I'll just sit back and just watch. It's like something to give, and this. I'm tired of that. That's where this comes in.
It requires teamwork. You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need somebody who will listen to you ramble on about different ideas and work things out, which is why I love you, because I can call you anytime I want.
No, she can't. She just saying that.
I don't call you anytime I want.
Yeah, you call me anytime you want to. And I got you.
I call you,
I got you
anytime I want. I call your husband. Hey, I can't find your wife.
and he'll call me too. No. I'm busy. Oh, she right here. Yeah. She's sister here.
But, that's why I love you, because you've always been there for me over these last, can I say 15 years? Because I'm not, you're not
Tell
that
the
old.
truth. Tell the truth.
Is it 15 years? I'm only 6 years older than you. Let it go.
It's been longer than 15 years.
I'm 46. We met when I was 30.
No, you wasn't.
Yes.
You was not 30.
How old was I?
You was about 20.
I was 26. That makes it 20 years.
Yeah. That's how long it's been. I was 21.
Oh my God, you old.
I was 21.
No.
Yeah. Now she made me tell my age.
Anyway, so since the last 20 years, we've knocked around a couple different things. I'm not gonna tell your business.
She took my youth from me. You already told my business.
I'm not gonna tell all your business. How you had me running up and down the highway to do shows and stuff. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Nah, I retired. let's move on, okay? Because I'm retired now.
Yes,
I'm Nicole.
Yes,
okay.
She's Nicole. But you always supported me when we did the wine thing.
Of course.
Our wine company, which we do still have.
We still have.
We still have the wine company. If
I
you
need
guys
some wine.
want to order some wine, hit me up. I got you. But Melanated Harmony is our baby.
We had another business venture too. Remember those? The 40s?
Anyway.
Come on, let's talk about the 40s.
I used to have an adult novelty store and a jewelry store, which I can still get some things if I need to.
Okay.
But that'll be a whole nother fundraiser. We'll have an adult novelty fundraiser and make a whole lot of money for the children. Might make some children after it's over with.
I know, but I couldn't sell nothing. That's another conversation too.
Well, you couldn't sell nothing. What happened to your kid? Anyway,
I just couldn't sell it.
Anyway,
nice.
Oh, before I forget, let me talk about some of our partners that we're working with, because I'm gonna forget, because you have me on a whole nother level. Let's talk about who are we working with. Alexis, iMedTech, Industrial Medical Clinic, 3700 Delta Fair Boulevard, Suite B, Antioch, California, 94509. Office number is 925-978-4830. Ask for Alexis. She is one of our partners. She is also on the San Quentin Inmate Family Council. She is very active with trying to make sure that the guys behind the walls at San Quentin are getting their basic human rights and that they're able to stay in communication with their family and friends. And another sister in the fight. Who else are we working with?
We're working with Heart and Soul. Small black business owners, of course. You can get merchandise, apparels, tote bags, masks, personalized gear. You can contact them on Instagram at heart _ lowercase n as in Nancy, soul, SOULL. And you can reach out to them and just whatever type of gear you want and personalization, things like that. They can do that for you.
And Mission Boricua. Her food is so good. I can't wait till you get some. Oh my God. She makes this rice and peas. I don't even like peas. Oh my God. You guys got to try out Mission Boricua. Small business. She's also my neighbor. I love her. She can also make you some edibles. If you guys are into that kind of stuff, talk to her. She is wonderful.
I'm about to go on a 90-day diet.
Well, you enjoy that.
Now you over here talking about some food, and I'm looking like.
I'm telling you, her food is delicious. She's actually, her website is www.missionboricua.com. I'm gonna spell that because I know I'm not saying it correctly. MISSIONBORICUA.com. Delicious food. She is going to be at, where'd it go? The Sesh this weekend. Those of you who know about the Sesh, if you don't, you're missing out. The Sesh this weekend is at 5117 International Boulevard. It starts at 3:30. You can go pick up some of her wonderful food and lots of other THC and CBD products. I'm so glad these things are legal.
I know. I'm over here looking at you like, what? 3:30.
Melanated Harmony promotes mind, body, and soul healing. Mm-hmm. We are here. We're gonna start doing our walks. Hopefully, the weather will be better. We're gonna do destination walks.
Yeah.
Pick nice places. Maybe hit some lighthouses up. She didn't know that till we got here.
I know. See, she always.
I like the lighthouses.
I mean, I heard they're nice.
I like lighthouses, so we're gonna go on some nice walks and have some nice talks and try to build community and health and wellness with some of our sisters and brothers. So we're looking forward to doing that. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna try and start stockpiling so we can make some hygiene kits.
Yep.
So if you guys want to donate some socks or some toiletries,
right?
Anything like that, please hit me up. I'm always at a protest. So if you bring it to a protest,
feminine products, like a lot of homeless people are missing feminine products, so we need to give those out.
And the incontinence is that, if I'm saying it correctly.
No, I understand.
The adult diapers that a lot of people, low income people, cannot afford those kind of things.
And they're expensive too.
Very.
Those things are expensive, but we
need that. Very expensive. So yes, we do have our friend Sonia. Her business is Sweet Endings. Get your mind out the gutter. She makes desserts.
I'm glad I got a mask
and wonderful food to eat of all kinds. But she is also a master at couponing. And she started a stockpile for Melanated Harmony and for the people. So she's stocking us up some toothpaste and laundry detergents and things like that. So she's working on that, and we're going to try and work on the fundraising and put it all together and hopefully help some people. And then we can work on our summer drive for the kids.
Look, it's so much going on. When she say work on something, I'm like, what? We have daily conversations, and we're like planning and
networking.
Yeah, and networking it's just a lot. It's a lot. I'm like, I be at work, I have my earpiece on, I have my Bluetooth on, and I'm typing
and
texting
and emailing.
Right. And then I have a baby running around here like it's crazy, but it's worth it. Like you can't. I won't be able to get anything done if I wait until I have time. I have to make that time, and that's period. I'm learning to make time for my mental health, exercise, and just everything. I have to make time for that. We're getting older, and like I said, that little girl be.
Dark Network.
Welcome to another episode of Loving My Growth Podcast. I'm your hostess, Lavette.
I'm glad you brought up the exercise. So, for the 2021, what are we doing for exercise?
I just entered a 90-day fitness program with extreme hip-hop step aerobics. So, starting January 4th, I'll have my meal plan where it'll be a 1,200 calorie meal per day meal plan, and he'll set us up with like different exercise routines that we'll have to do. But I'm like, 90 days is hella long. But I know I bought a calendar, and it's like I said, it's one of those things taking off in 2021. I just want to make it a new way of life and not look at it like a diet, but changing the way I eat, eating smarter, the way I prepare my foods. I want to create healthy habits and good habits for my daughter and my grandson, which are 17 days apart. So it's like I had two babies, and I wanted to give them energy, and I need a lot of energy for that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll be posting pictures. I just realized yesterday, I'm like, damn, I got to take a picture and not hold my stomach in. You know how long it's been since I took a picture and didn't have to hold my stomach in? It's going to take everything in me to do that. But I'm ready. I'm ready to see what happens. I'm focused. I'm real motivated. And my birthday is at the end of this month. So, I'm going to be in there hitting it hard. Hey, yeah, exactly. Just trying to see, what happens. So,
that's a shame.
I know.
We went back to them car days. Yeah. We were like, hey.
We're like, where y'all going in the morning? It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and we in the car shit on the way to work. That's a shame.
Sorry, you might have to edit that out.
Yeah. Anyway. He's like, no.
20 years. This is 20 years. This is 20 years of friendship. This is 20 years of not necessarily agreeing with each other,
but respectfully disagreeing. Like,
yes.
You didn't like that? Okay, well, whatever. What we doing? It's like
but
that.
I got to tell you how I feel, or I'm not true to myself.
Right.
And you don't want me to not be true to myself.
Yeah, we didn't have so many of them conversations, but I didn't like that, right? Okay, I'm just telling you because I didn't, I got mad about it later. But when you have somebody that's like, I don't have any biological sisters. This is my sister, though. And when you have that, is you don't find that. It's real rare that you have somebody that you can be around and talk to and not have there's disagreements, but there's no arguments, there's no fights. It's just we tell each other how we feel. Right. It's like
I think that's the biggest problem with women. We get jealous. If you're not excelling at the same rate, then a lot of people start to have issues and girl,
and they'll understand, if I go to the money, I'm going to say, hey, sis, I just heard about, such and such. You should do, because it's no competition. If I'm winning, I want you to win. Let's get it,
Exactly. For instance, Nikki got me to start investing in stock. Little black girl from Richmond. Wasn't thinking about it. Sis said, try it out. It's not hurting. I got money in the account that I'm not pulling out of every day.
And it's going to continuously grow. And I'm like, damn, I probably didn't know about this 20 years ago.
Exactly. But we're learning together.
We learn it, right.
So,
right.
you know, so the stash is something that we're trying and we recommend that people try.
Yeah.
I love my Digit. Although sometimes Digit can be a little ruthless.
Yeah, Digit. Yeah. I was like, you just took my money yesterday. Why do you need to make Digit as a trip? I canceled Digit. I was like, Digit might act funny and say, you can't have no money today.
Digit.
I ain't gonna be playing with Digit.
Digit, I was doing good because I wasn't keeping that much money in that account. And then all of a sudden, I put my whole check in that account and Digit started taking like $80, $90 a day. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. It was ruthless.
You can move it back. I don't want to turn anybody off from it, but you know, you
but
definitely
it's a good way
see
to
it coming out that account.
It's a good way to save though, because at first it got happy. At first it would be like $19 here, $20 here. You don't really miss that, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, I had this much money in the account. Then when it started, like you said, 89, 103, 120, I was like, what are you doing? I need that. Transfer that back. So yeah. But I canceled that one. I took my money out of there before it changed its mind completely, and I was like, no.
Before it changed its mind.
No. But I do have a lot of different accounts. Like I go through Robinhood, I have E-Trade, I have Stash, I have Computer Share, I have Morgan Stanley. Like I do have all of these little accounts because I believe that when you're saving, if you see money, you spend it. It burned my pocket. I don't care. I can have $20. Damn, I want to juice.
So it's better to diversify it. So when you go in that one account, you don't see
everything else. Most of the time, it's just sitting and I don't see it. You know, and even saving for the kids and stuff like that. It's like a little bit here and there goes a long way.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I kind of get a little bit of a rush when I get my stock back on Stash.
Yeah.
That's fun for me. Like, wait a minute, I went shopping and bought me something nice, and I get some stock.
Right. And I get a purchase. Yeah. So
this is nice, you know.
Yeah. You get your Stash card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be doing that. Especially when we out of town. It's like that's the best way to.
Yes.
Not touch the actual.
You get a variety of
Costco,
different stocks that you wouldn't even think about investing in. But so yes, we recommend that you guys do your research.
Of course.
We want you guys to be financially healthy and wealthy. We want you to be physically healthy and wealthy.
Off top.
Especially emotionally. We're working on trying to get some therapists to come into the fold. Those of you who are on the page, I love you. I'll be calling you very soon.
Right. Right, and I've been talking to a life coach as well, good friend of mine. I've been knowing since elementary school, and so I already told my age, so we know how far back that goes. But he's certified and like a really good person, like in general, and so we're growing, we're networking, and I'm excited to see like what happens. I mean, with everything. I mean, my body, everything. Like, no, don't do that. Don't.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. We didn't mention Lil Llamas. We love Lil Llamas. Find them on Etsy, Facebook, Instagram. If you've ever seen me at a protest and you got a bath fizz or a bath soak or a bath bomb, something that smell good, that probably came from Little Llamas.
Yeah, she got like them scrubs, man.
Yes, so please patronize them. Some of the money from them is donated to the Autism Speaks Foundation, I believe. Small business, family business. The kids are actually mixing up some of the stuff. Mom does help, but they're all working on it together. Who else? Is that everybody?
We got Aesthetically Melanated.
Oh, yep. See? I forgot about them. Melanin and Mimosas.
Melanin and Mimosas, yep. I was over here and you started talking to me.
Hey,
you had short-term memory loss. You got to say what you got to say before you forget it.
Okay. How about we say this? This is just our first episode. We got all the time in the world. We're going to try and keep promoting our friends and family and our community. Right. And we're hoping that you guys join in.
Yeah.
Be your part of the puzzle. work with us. We're going to hopefully soon have some poetry from my daughter, Sierra Gervais,
She dope. So.
from TJ.
Not just because she my niece.
TJ
But
Sykes.
she dope though, for
Will
real.
hopefully bless us with some poetry. We can get some music from YG.
Yeah, that's Newport Godly. As long as I wonder if we can get an edited version. He kind of.
We'll work on that. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, we can work on that. But yeah, definitely get some music from Newport Godly. And
Oh, and I forgot.
I don't
We'll
know.
talk about that one the other day. I forgot to pull up John's stuff.
which one?
How about this? Go to our page,
I was gonna say that. Which one?
Melanated Harmony.
Melanated Harmony
on the
Inc.
Facebook.
Yeah, we can go. You can go to Melanated Harmony on Facebook. You can go to Melanated Harmony Inc. on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok. Yeah.
Okay. Full disclosure, I have put nothing on the TikTok yet.
I haven't put nothing on Instagram. You can still follow us though. Like what? I don't see the problem. But when we start posting,
I'm
you're gonna miss it.
learning. I'm an old lady, I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40.
she
So
is.
if somebody wants to give me a TikTok lesson, I'm more than willing to work with that. I think the kids will probably do it.
Oh
They-
yeah, Kira.
They don't like
especially.
for me to be free.
Well, they're
So,
your kids. Like my son be like, Mama. Like I.
yeah, they want me to tone it down, and I keep trying
Yeah.
to tell them. If I wasn't me, they wouldn't be them.
Yeah, well,
You know?
I don't want to tell my son that.
But it's true.
That's true.
You raised
But they
them based
still-
on what you went through.
But they think you ain't never been their age.
All
Like
the
kids
time.
don't think you grew up. Like they think you was born your age, and you don't know what they go through and what they're like. They don't think
All
you can relate
the
to
time.
it. So I know with my son, he'd be like, Mama, like you left the house. You don't have a life. Like where are you? It's like, damn, that's how you really feel about me.
Oh no, I don't have that conversation. My kids be like, "Where are you at?"
No, yeah. Well, with the baby too. With the baby and COVID, like my baby see people.
You started over.
I did. They 22
And I
years
think-
apart. What was I thinking?
I thank you because now I can like actually do things for your baby, and it's not like going to tear up my household. So it's easier for me to be a good TT. So I thank you for having a baby, cause honey,
She be whooping
my baby 21.
She be whooping me.
And I love the fact
Well,
that they ain't making babies either. I got one biological grandkid and one step grandkid. Oh no, actually I got 7 step grandkids. I forgot I got
She went from
remarried.
1 to 7.
Okay, from husband number 2, I only had 1 grandkid.
Right.
And
That
from
was my
husband
buddy.
number 3, he has 6, I believe. I think it's 6 of them. I'm not gonna say their names because I don't want to mess up nobody's names.
Well, I got 1.
But
Okay.
my favorite might be Sincere, only because they accidentally named him after me. But he
Yeah.
just might be my
That he your
favorite.
favorite.
Yeah, and of course, little Tori,
Yeah, I started over. Only because my husband don't have any children. Because I fought like hell. I was like, I don't want no kids.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is a beautiful thing. It is. I said I wasn't having any more kids. I said I wasn't getting married again, and I did both. So it was like he's that type of person. Like it was.
But see,
I'm happy. My
And-
second marriage is totally different from my
but
first.
that also lends to the fact, or when we were talking about the other day, what we did and said at 20 and 30, we don't necessarily think like that and act like that in our 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes back to the prison.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they might have made a mistake at 17, 18,
Right.
20, 25.
but they're not thinking the same way now.
Exactly.
It's completely different. So,
Time
yeah.
changes people.
Yeah.
And their experiences and who they interact with and all those things change people.
Mhm.
So it goes back to another reason why we started Melanated Harmony, because we need to get the word out that there's healing,
Mm-hmm.
there's growth.
Yeah, we need to get rid of LWAP. We need to get
Hey!
rid of life without parole.
Drop
like,
LWAP.
We need to drop that. Like,
And
it's-
enhancements.
Yes.
We're not saying that there's not a reason for punishment of crime. We
Right.
feel everyone should do their time.
Right, there's consequences.
But they
you
should
know?
do their base time, and it should be, the sentences should be fair across the board. It shouldn't matter whether you came from 94801 or 94549 or whatever.
Right.
Depends on how many zeros are in your parents' bank account, or if they went to school with the lawyer or not.
Right.
So that's our focus and our hope, that we are putting the word out there and getting enough people involved. Like we said, voting and in the streets because you need to make noise because we want this to go worldwide. We want our people to be treated fairly worldwide.
And it can be as simple as helping out by sharing a petition. Even if you don't want to sign it, share it. Somebody you know might sign it, you know? But, of course, we would like you to sign it. But you know what I mean? Just, you know, just get it out there because some people don't know. And that's something that I realized, even with 2020 and, you know, all the police killings, it was a lot of people on Facebook that wasn't familiar with Tulsa. They weren't familiar with, I can't even think of the city name right now in Southern California where, a lot of people just weren't familiar with this. So when I mean bringing the awareness, it was like, why didn't I know about these massacres? Why didn't I know about this when this was going on? And these are like my friends that were different nationalities. It's not their history, so they weren't taught about these things, but they didn't know. So it's not that they didn't care, they really didn't know. And so now it's like, okay, this is why we need to bring awareness to these different things. You have somebody that created a crime 30 years ago, but because they have LWOP, they've been in jail for 30 years and there's no chance of parole. You know, and it's like,
regardless
wow,
of what they do.
Regardless.
They can have a degree, a doctorate at this point.
Working
it still
every
means
day
nothing.
and, yep. It still means nothing.
You know, they could have taught 100 people how to read and write, and it still means nothing, which is ridiculous because there are redeemable people.
Right.
You know? So we're working on it.
Yeah. It'll happen. You know, it might not happen with us, but
yes,
we'll get the ball rolling.
We're part of the fight.
People. Yeah.
We're going to keep the fight going. I did want to say, you know me, I'm weird. I watched the show, the Ryan Singleton story. It was on Bounce. And I don't know if people are familiar, but Ryan's body was found in the middle of the desert in Baker, California, over 10 years ago or whatever. And I just want to point out the fact that his body was found missing all of his organs, yet the police report said his body was intact. You see what I'm saying? Because we're not valued. You know, it was for them, they didn't even want to do a full police report until enough people got involved, and people who had some money and people who had cameras got involved. Then you ready to do real autopsies and you ready to fill out correct police reports. And it's sad that that family still has no idea what happened to that child because the lack of care that was given in his death.
I was just thinking about that. Like, if they went after the facts, so all the facts won't be there. Like, a lot of the information is missing because it wasn't performed correctly the first time. So
exactly, you didn't care. Everything. It was like the first police report said he was found by joggers. The location he was found in, no one would jog. It's 112 degrees. Nobody's jogging out there. So it's like everything. If you watch the story, you'll see the systematic way that they devalue us as people.
Yeah.
So it's our job to put that value back in our community.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to show that people who come from our communities can do great things. You know, it's our responsibility to make sure that the children of our communities are taken care of, regardless if their parents or grandparents made a mistake, so now they're not in the household to help them.
Right.
That's what your community should be doing.
Exactly.
So, as a part of Melanated Harmony, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, like you said, I'm glad you brought up the petitions. Please go to our page on Facebook. There are 2 Melanated Harmony petitions, I think, so far. One is for restitution, stop collecting restitution. And I think the other one is that the ending enhancements? I think that's ending enhancements. Because the LWOP and the enhancements go together.
Yeah, I think it is. I was going to say tied together.
Yes. Go to the page, sign and share the petitions. If you have petitions.
But can you touch on restitution? Because I don't think people really understand.
You want to talk about restitution?
Yeah.
Let's talk about restitution, girl. We're just going to talk briefly about restitution. Okay? If I send my husband $100 because he owes restitution from getting beat up by the police.
Right, he owes it.
Yeah, he owes it. So if I send him $100, the first 55% automatically goes towards his restitution. Because my husband is suing the California Department of Corrections, they take an additional 20% off the top of any money on his books to help pay for his lawsuit against them. So he goes from $100 to $25.
And it didn't even stop. Like, COVID came, and it was like, no, we'll keep the restitution going. You know, there's no pause. You know, even though people are struggling and losing their jobs and homeless.
And unemployment is running out and things like that.
They're still collecting restitution.
It's a slap in the face for them to be collecting the restitution still. And they consider themselves doing us a favor by allowing us to send extra packages to them. The packages, everything in that package is 3 to 4 times as much as what you would spend on the street.
Right.
So if I want to send you a pack of Kool-Aid, it's going to cost me almost $1 for you to have some Kool-Aid or some noodles.
Right.
I think noodles might be $2.13, something weird like that.
It is.
So it's ridiculous how the California Department of Corrections is punishing the families, because you're not punishing the people who are actually incarcerated, because they're not the ones going to work every day. We're the ones going to work every day to earn that money to put on their books or to buy those packages. So you're not really punishing the person that's incarcerated, because a family like mine's, we're going to do what we need to do to make sure you're okay, because you're in a situation that you can't do for yourself. And we'll figure it out here. So if that means I got to take $200 out my budget every 3 months or more, because, you know, you never know when they need shoes, extra toilet paper. There's only so much. You can only buy 2 things of toothpaste in a package. Only 2 things of mouthwash a package. So, you know, there's limits on what you can send them and how you can send them. And you can't send them proper PPE equipment. They can't get masks regularly.
Right.
They have to keep reusing their masks. 2 people in the cell, and the cell is a 6x8, right?
Yeah.
So how you 6 feet apart?
Right. It's not possible.
That gives you 3x4 per person.
Yeah. That's crazy though.
Yeah. So how do we say it? It's a dirty game. And they're getting $88,000 a year per person. But if that same person was to come out and walk the streets and go to social services, they might get $6,000 a year, maybe. That's why it's up to us as the people to go out and vote and pay attention. Like, you know, I work for the county, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I ask every client that I interact with, are you registered to vote, and do you want to vote? And I will say 60% of the time, the answer is no. Yeah. Because they don't trust it. Some of them feel their vote doesn't count when they do it. And some of them just feel like their votes are getting thrown away. So all I can do is try to encourage them. I mean, you know, with my slogan, nothing beats a fail but a try. So if we all try together, hopefully we can get somewhere together and accomplish some great things that will benefit our children and grandchildren. Because my fear is that my grandbaby is going to do something stupid, and I'm going to be crying about him because they done got him and I can't afford a lawyer.
He'll be fine.
I hope so.
Me
But,
too.
you know,
he'll be fine.
You know, I've had friends who called, or they posted on Facebook, you know, their kid got off the bus from middle school and got stopped by the police.
Yeah.
Just walking from the bus stop to their front door.
Yeah. My son went through that. Like, I moved to Modesto probably in 2006, so he basically grew up there, between there and Oakland. And I can remember when he graduated from high school and he was working in Oakland, and he was on his way to my mother's house, who lived in the Oakland Hills. And he got stopped by the police, and they put a gun on him, and basically it was like, what are you doing in this neighborhood? And he like, what you mean? Like, I live here, right? Like, yeah, I live here. What do you mean? He was living with my mother because he, you know, was working out there. But, you know, it kind of messed him up, because it was like
it's a slap in the face.
Yeah, what you mean? I'm going home. I'm on my way home. I ain't got nothing to do with, you know, what's going on. And when he made it to my mother's house, he was like, when he was putting his key in the door, the police rode by him. And I'm like, so they was following him, right, to make sure he went in that house. But it's a shame that he's never been to jail before. You know, I'm talking about he had just graduated from high school and went and got a job. And it was like, okay, you get a job or you go to school. You know, he wanted to get a job. That was fine. But it's discouraging where he's going to work and he's trying to do the right thing.
Well, your skin
and
color
he
is
gets pulled over
weaponized for no
nothing.
reason.
Yeah, for absolutely nothing. So it's horrible. But I thank God for that because he could have. I see everybody else's baby on TV where they've been shot or choked to death, and it could be any one of our kids, and that bothers me more than anything. That's somebody's baby, somebody's grandbaby, you know, daddy, brother, sister, whatever.
Well, for me, like when my son got shot, and the police were trying to figure out what was going on, he was more afraid of them than he was the person who shot him.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like surreal because I'm watching the dynamic and I'm looking at my baby and I'm like, I see what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't trust you to be on his side.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't think you have his best interest.
Mm-hmm.
He feels like you're just trying to find a way to lock him up. And he's sitting there trying not to die on the table. You know, I'm like gunshot wound to the chest. And his thought process is you're still the enemy.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
It is.
And it's scary that we have to feel like that. And it's crazy how they look at us as black people in general. Because even when I was talking to the doctors or whatever, they were like, well, did you see him get shot? Do I look like I saw my son get shot?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here
That's
having
crazy.
a rational conversation with you. Like, what
Right.
do you mean? Do
That's
you think
crazy.
that it's normal for people who look like me to see their kids getting shot
That's what I was about
and
to
bring
say.
them to the hospital all the
Yeah.
time? That's not something that we do in our everyday life.
Right.
It's not something that we ever want to do. But unfortunately, a lot of us have it in the back of our mind all the time. Every time our kids are out there by themselves.
Yeah, I know I do. Because he's not at home. So it's like, you know, I'm not trying to be a bugaboo, but are you okay? Where are you at? Are you safe? Where's my grandson? And I'm praying. Like, I find myself praying a lot more now than I did then because that's the only protection I can give him. He's out the nest. He's grown, you know, but the police don't look at him as my baby. He's looked at as a threat, you know, and that's basically, I don't care if he was 40, he's still going to be my baby, and I don't want him to be a threat to anybody, especially when he hasn't done anything, you know, so that's just something that, like I said, is generational. I've seen it.
We want everybody to make sure that they are checking out the social media pages. We are their voices. No justice under capitalism. All of us are none. Especially join Melanated Harmony.
Right.
We need as many people that want to be in the struggle with us as possible. We understand that everyone has their talents and their gifts. Everyone is going to bring something different to the table.
Did you find out about the next protest?
The next protest is in Sacramento. We're going to, it's on the 16th. Check out the social media page because I'm not sure if we're advertising or location.
Well, I wasn't sure. I was just thinking, you know, we was talking about doing a toiletry stop drive like how we mentioned. And so really it's about,
Definitely.
you know, getting the donations, you know,
Yes.
meeting up for the donations. And so I'm thinking maybe that might be the best route.
Yes, bring your donations to the protest in Sacramento. It's going to be on our Facebook page and on No
Melanated
Justice
Harmony. Under
Capitalism. Bring your donations. You can hit us up on our Gmail. We have two. For Nikki fusses at me. We have Melanated Harmony 20 and we have Melanated Harmony 2020
Right.
at Gmail.
At
So
gmail.com.
both of them work. They're both us. Please contact us if you want to help us in any way, especially if you are a small business. Please reach out. If you have a location where you wouldn't mind having an event at, or you have things you would like to donate that we could either raffle or give to some of the members, we would love the support. What else are we doing? Just the protest
that's
coming
it.
up.
Or you can follow us individually too. I'm at Miss Nikko Star on Instagram.
What you say? What
That's
you
my
say?
Instagram name. Miss Nikko Star is my Instagram. Cut it out. Cut it out. I'm retired, y'all.
Look it up. No. I love her. I am Sincere Morgan Hudson on Facebook. What am I? DJ Sincere First Lady on Instagram.
Something like that.
Something
You got
like
like 2 or 3 of them.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm following.
Hey, you know, I've been a whole lot of people. We changing. We're evolving.
Yeah.
So just like the people behind those bars, we're evolving. We grow up. I can still pull out the CDJs and, you know, give you a beat. And
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm still good for 16.
Hey, I'm gonna put the music on. I'm gonna be your background
Don't
dancer.
front me off. I'm gonna show up.
Then I'm gonna have to rub my
Shut
knees
up.
and my back with the CBD stuff.
Yeah,
But
she used to have to do that at the shows, though. Lord. Don't ever see me rock the mic and then get out and talk about, I got to go. I'm hurting. Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yes, we will be back. We hope to have some wonderful guests throughout the year.
Yeah.
We hope that we can be a part of the change, be a part of the
Definitely.
solution, not a part of the problem.
Right.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All the time.
Follow us. Send us your support. We send you our love.
Right. It's all love. It's all love.
And thank you for Melanated Harmony and the Dark Network.